Hey YouTube, here to do another movie review. This time of Jurassic World, and if you can tell by my shirt, I'm a big Jurassic Park fan. Heads up, this will be a spoiler review, so if I spoil anything, you've been warned. To nutshell this, if you haven't seen it yet, let me just tell you, you gotta see it in theaters. Opening weekend has been wrapped, and it's already globally the biggest opening weekend of all time. And no joke, it's on track to be the first movie in the $3 billion club. Understandably so, because when Jurassic Park came out, it was the highest grossing movie pre-Titanic. And everyone who was between 5 and 10 years old is now an adult and maybe has children, and they are bringing themselves, their friends, and their children to see it. I was 5 years old when Jurassic Park came out, and I saw it in theaters 5 times when I was 5. And then when the Jurassic Park 3D re-release came out, I saw it again. So officially I saw Jurassic Park more times in theaters than any other movie. That includes modern movies like Avengers and Guardians of the Galaxy, which I've seen 5 times each in theaters. Jumping into the movie. There's a lot. The cinematic elements of it were a lot like original Jurassic Park. It had a lot of the same tropes of characters. It had a lot of the same elements of suspense. And it had just a lot of the feel of wonder that the original Jurassic Park had. And if you're a fan of the original Jurassic Park, you will enjoy the heck out of Jurassic World. There aren't enough good things I can say about Jurassic Park. It had everything. The original one had it more. I mean, but it's not better than the original. Absolutely not. But, and I'll get into why it's not better towards the end of this video, but I just have to say it had all the cinematic elements, all the quirky character elements. It had all the callbacks to the original, with literal props of the original in this one, held by the same character equivalent. And that was geeky and amazing for me to see. And yeah, and I had a lot of the same similar scenes of suspense as the original, in the sense of like the car falling on Dr. Grant and the kid, but instead this time the gyro ball falling on them, and how it worked just the same amount of suspense. Characters were, some of them were shallow, it seemed. But some of them seemed kind of shallow in the sense, like the older brother, they kind of went with the trope of the just the teenager who doesn't care about anything and is just hitting puberty, so he's attracted to everything that moves. And he was more of a character than a human being, and we could have had a hard time relating to him. And the little kid, there was a scene in the movie which is one of my least favorite scenes, where he's just crying on the monorail. He's like, "Our parents are getting divorced." I know it was an effort to have us connect to these kids, but it was very fruitless. Like, I was like, dude, not the time. And I mean, obviously there wasn't a correct reaction from the older brother, like, dude, grow up. Like, so what? That is, like, there's nothing we can do. But at the same time, it's like, out of nowhere, I bet there's scenes on the cutting room floor that lead up to that even better. But I'll stay in the positives for now before I get into really, really negative territory. Chris Pratt and Vincent D'Onofrio. Holy wow. First off, on the geek end of things, I was geeking out because it was like, oh man, Star-Lord and Kingpin arguing, and I couldn't get Kingpin out of D'Onofrio. For me, his little facial quirks he makes, and I was like, ah. And Chris Pratt, he is the next Harrison Ford, without a doubt. He is charismatic and funny and great. I think the writing did not do his skill justice, his acting skill justice. Kind of a weak character in my opinion in this movie, although she seemed very fleshed out. Was the aunt, Ron Howard's daughter. She was very fleshed out, but in my opinion, there was something missing. I can't really pinpoint it. And just really bad characters. I forget his name, but the guy who played the owner of the park. He just was weird. Just like, and it's not necessarily his performance, but just the decisions he made and made in the writing. It just didn't make sense for me. There's a 20-foot tall dinosaur running around your park. Oh, let's capture it. We can't kill it. There's a 20-foot tall dinosaur about to kill 20,000 people, and you want to sedate it. You want to try and sedate a 20-foot tall dinosaur. What do while this thing's rampaging around your park killing all your other dinosaurs? Oh, let's go to B.D. Wong, who was in the original, and ask him about what it's made of, for whatever reason. So that was another gripe, in my opinion. I like how B.D. Wong, though, was an integral part of the whole plot twist of it. Is like, part of the downfall of the park is B.D. Wong's not sharing the DNA information of the dinosaurs, and how InGen is paying off B.D. Wong. So spoiler alert, there may be a sequel with genetically modified dinosaurs. Okay, just to get into the negatives, because I really can't say enough good about this movie. It's the experience you had in the first and more, but I'll say, while not still being as good as the first, because there's just too much going on. There's too many characters, and just the idiocy of the park actually existing after Jurassic Park happened. I mean, it makes sense. They kind of alluded to it, like, well, there's these investors, and they just gave us all this money, and these people want to see dinosaurs, but it's been 20 years, and now they're bored of dinosaurs. So let's do something even dumber. Let's make gargantuan dinosaurs that are genetically modified with cuttlefish and highly intelligent, and giant raptors who talk to raptors. Just, how could you be that dumb? And then when it's happening, when you're about to lose, and you're actually having people die, make even stupider decisions. Seriously, I'm surprised they didn't just, like how they made a tracking implant. I'm surprised they didn't put a bomb in its chest. Just like, oh, the dinosaur escaped. Okay, it's dead. That would have been way better. But big gripes. There's two really big gripes for me, other than the gripes I've already mentioned that potentially can ruin the film if you're a stickler. First, it gets dark really fast. It happened in the original Jurassic Park, where it transitions from day to night rather quickly, but they kind of explain it off like, oh, the cars are broken down, what are we doing? Just waiting here outside the T-Rex pen. But in this movie, it's like day and then night like that. And also, all of a sudden there's 20,000 people in one place, and then we go on the Velociraptor hunt and get back, and those 20,000 people are now underground. Why weren't they underground in the first place, knowing that there's a dinosaur coming? Biggest gripe of the movie, very biggest gripe of the movie, one that I saw the intention, but I did not think it deserved to happen, is Ron Howard's daughter is running around everywhere in high heels. I understand you're trying to create a hero. You're trying to create a female hero. You're trying to create a Sigourney Weaver, an Alien, a Ripley. You're trying to create one while putting high heels on them. But you're running away from dinosaurs who can rip you in half. Why not take off the heels? You're running in the mud, in the dirt, on tree roots and everything, where you can, if you're running full speed, you can easily break your ankles. What possesses you to think, oh, I'm not going to take these shoes off because I'm trying to make a statement, when it's not even necessary? And then to do it with the T-Rex running behind you. This same T-Rex, it's the same T-Rex as the original. You see the scars on the side. It's the same T-Rex as the original, which in the original almost outruns a Jeep. Almost catches people driving a Jeep, and you're going to outrun it wearing high heels. Potentially nearly ruins the movie for me. But the movie had its moments that made all of it worth it. I went and saw it in the XD big theaters with the great sound and the 3D. The last movie I saw that in with those was Guardians of the Galaxy, and that, if you're gonna see one movie this year, one summer movie this year, it's gonna be Jurassic World. You're gonna pick a movie to spend the $20 to see it, Jurassic World. This year though, Star Wars Episode 7, but this summer, Jurassic World. In closing, if Jurassic World does not slow down, it will be the first movie to enter the $3 billion club. It's really exciting. And the other movie that will probably make that club next, Star Wars Episode 7. Been a great year for movies, guys. Keep me locked right here.